Not practicing today, Jermaine Illuminor, Evan Neal, Tay Banks, Nacho, and Bobby Okereke. Bobby's got a back, Nacho's got his neck, Tay's a rib, Evan is a hip, Illuminor is a quad. Limited in practice today in some form would be Tommy with his forearm, Bryce Ford, DJ Davidson, and Jordan Riley. And we will activate Deontay Johnson's window here.
Where do you stand? Oh, sorry.
No, and then so I think Tommy's improving. He'll throw out here today, probably do some show team reps. Drew's going to take all the reps with the ones today, and he'll be the quarterback this week. And if Tommy is well enough to be second quarterback, he will be, and if not, he'll be 10. But I think he's trending in the right direction. We'll see where he is today.
So the quarterback, is that based on Tommy's health or Drew being the guy you think is a better quarterback right now?
Yeah, I'd say Drew did some good stuff in Dallas. He also did some things that he can improve on. Want to give him a full week of preparation, practice, to let him go out there and play this week.
What kind of an impact do you think that'll have on? I mean, he was never taking reps really with the starter. I mean, I know he did some walkthroughs and stuff, but just to have an actual week of practice with the ones and then go into this game.
Yeah, I mean that's he took the walkthrough today. He'll take all the reps. Prepare this week as if he's a starter.
Given the lack of reps he did have, I mean, obviously he turned the ball over twice, which is what bothers you the most, but if you can't take this away, but if you look beyond that, how did you feel he played last week or the last game without much preparation?
Yeah, I mean, he's been preparing since he's been here in terms of understanding the plays, but he made some good plays. He made some loose plays with his feet, made some loose plays, throwing the ball down the field when he was stepping up or getting pressured and keeping his eyes down the field. Have to correct some of those turnovers. Those are big things, but we'll give him the whole week here to prepare for this game.
The guys who are not practicing today, any long-term concerns with them, or is it week to week?
I'd say week to week
for all of them.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think some of those guys have a chance for Sunday? You think, or?
I think they all have a chance, but I think it's too early to tell how optimistic I am with it.
Bobby hurt his back in the game, or just kind of woke up with it, or? Yeah,
just sore. He's sore right now with it, and again, it's getting better, but we'll see where he's at.
Theo Johnson, is that a long-term injury? He had to have surgery? Where?
He did. Yeah, he had surgery yesterday. He'll be in all the meetings, but
There's Frank.
Yeah, I'm not going to get. He had surgery on his foot, so it'll be some time here. Which is too bad. He was really doing a nice job. Great young man. Worked extremely hard. Feel terrible for him. Tough. I mean, he did it towards the end of the game. He kept playing through it. He didn't really know anything was wrong until after the game when he got looked at.
What about X-ray? Did he have to have anything done?
No. He just swollen, sore, but didn't have to get surgery.
You guys brought Greg Dulcich in.
Yeah.
And now Theo gets hurt. I mean, in that situation, I know it's only 5 weeks, but is that a guy who you want to put a little emphasis on to get him out there? Or?
We'll start looking at him here and see what he can do. He's a fast guy. He's had some production, been injured some, so we'll get a look at him.
There was a report over the weekend that you guys initially asked Daniel to stay home. Just could you confirm that or explain that?
Yeah, no, look, respect the question. We're moving on from those situations here. Getting ready for the Saints.
Who would wear the green dot if Bobby can't?
We'd have some. Micah would be in there. Darius Musa would be in there. So.
Talk about the seasons that Phillips and Newman have had this year, and Tracy, the three young guys that were kind of.
Yeah, Theo and Neighbors too. All 5 of those guys have contributed in a positive way. They're young players. We have a young team. I think they're improving in a lot of areas. Newman's played a lot of football, had a lot of tackles. Newman's been productive in some of the things. Obviously, Malik's been productive. Theo was coming on, and Tracy's done a nice job. All things we still need to work on, but good young class.
How would you assess how Bobby has? Well, first of all, what kind of a loss would it be? He plays pretty much every snap, and how do you assess what kind of impact he's made this year as compared to last year?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into comparisons from one year to the next. Bobby's been a good leader for us. Hopefully he'll be ready to play. And if he's not, the young guys are going to have to step up and do a good job.
I guess depending on Bobby's status, you'd be down to one healthy captain. I don't know if you do another vote or how.
Yeah, no, that's we have some veterans in the room, guys like GVR and people have played a while that have done a good job in their leadership role. But yeah, captain's down on them.
With Lawrence out, he's probably going to be in to fill that void at defensive tackle.
Yeah, we can't replace Dexter. I'd say we have a number of injuries. The defensive line right now, so we have a lot of young players that are going to have to, they've been working hard to continue to improve. Dre's done a nice job with them, but you're never going to replace Dexter, and we'll see where Nacho is. DJ's, we got some guys injured in that spot. These young guys are going to have to do a nice job of doing the best they can.
When you have that many injuries, do you have to change what you do defensively?
Yeah, I think there's always conversation in terms of, what we need to do to shore up things. If you're missing a good player, but it's hard to replace some of those really good players. But certainly each week you try to do the best job you can in terms of game planning.
That tackle, if Illuminor and Neal can't go on Sunday, will it?
Yeah, Zudu.
Zudu at right, or
we'll see here how these next couple of days of practice.
it'll be Zudu and Hubbard will be your first guys up.
Yep.
How close is Tyree Phillips to being ready to step in?
He's had a long layoff, so I think he's improving. He's he remembers all the stuff that we've done, but he's still catching up to the technique and being out there every day and coming off that injury.
And you also added a defensive lineman from the Rams practice squad. What did you like about him, and how soon can he contribute?
Will be his first real practice out here today, so he'll be out here practicing. We'll get a look at him and doing our things, and I know Dre will spend as much time with him as he can.
You mentioned some of the rookies before. Obviously, Elijah was an undrafted rookie.
Yeah.
Right. So what have you seen from him? He's obviously probably going to have a bigger role here.
Yeah, we've used him more, I'd say, in passing situations. Obviously, the last game we had to use him a bunch. He's got quickness. Obviously, a shorter guy, but quickness, powerful. He's going to have to do a good job both in the run and pass. As all those guys. Riley, we'll see where he's at. He'll be limited. DJ Davidson. Then you got guys on the practice squad, Casey and Garcia, and the Dirting, that we just signed. So a lot of young guys that are going to have to step up.
Is Chapman sturdy enough to play against the run, or?
Yeah, he's strong. He's a powerful guy. He's obviously just a little undersized in terms of his height, but we kept him for a reason.
I was curious, what do you think when you heard Malik say, I don't care about drops, I want them to keep throwing me the ball, and what do you say to him, or what do you think when you hear that?
Yeah, I mean, Malik's competitive young man. I think having the next play mentality is, something that we preach. I also think that he wants to make every play that comes his way.